Hey everybody, Val community, how you all doing? Akash here, Trini Groves. So I just saw Ron Haggerty's Iron Maiden video, and I want to do one now. It's not basically a collection. Show his collection. Like I'm not going to show my collection, but somewhat. But it's going to be part of a series of my favorite bands, and of course, the favorite bands. I have Iron Maiden. Like any favorite band, like any band you like, it varies on the particular time of the what you want to listen to, what you feel like. I did 2 videos already with Rush and Tool, but I guess you have to be in the mood for each and every band or every style. So yeah, I'm gonna do some Iron Maiden. In the background. I have some Asgard, a band from Belarus. This is the album called Weaker. To me, they sound they're a death doom band with some gothic parts, and they sound very maidenish. So that's why I thought I'd play this study. So, Maiden. Back when I was, I think in primary school, late primary school or early secondary school, cheers. There's this Lucozade ad. I think it was a British one because they had a British guy speaking. And they played from this one, Phantom of the Opera, right? But it starts off, with how it starts off. So it starts off, kind of from high to low, as you know how the guitar parts go, and then a runner comes in, he sits down, drinks his Lucozade, the rhythm picks up, and he starts off, go. As Paul Diano says, as he says. So that's my first introduction to Iron Maiden. I didn't even know they were. I enjoyed that piece of music, and I think when I got to secondary school, of course back then it was all cassettes. Not really much, not much vinyl, because vinyls are more expensive and harder to carry around. So there's more cassettes. This is like mid to late 80s. So it's either, make sure I get the correct one. I can't remember if I heard this one at first, Killers, or Maiden after that. So they were very new to me. I mean, at that time I was listening to stuff like Def Leppard, Scorpions, hard rock, that kind of thing. When I heard this, and then wow, I was blown away. So I can't remember if it's this, or this album, or this live that I first heard, but with every artist, you want to backtrack and hear everything, they listen to. So I started with these albums, and I worked my way back and then forward. So starting with this album, I love the album cover. If you want to get blown up, a bigger size of it, here it is. By Derek Riggs. I always loved this version of Eddie. Before he went to Farrah Fawcett kind of hair, as they say. I always love the details in the background. People in the windows. Well, not people in the windows, but imagine this talking London streets. Right? Not quite Jack the Ripper, but very I don't know, I wouldn't want to encounter this. Right? This album, when I heard this, Prowler The guitar track for that was a little strange, but I grew to love it. Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, Phantom the Opera, of course, Transylvania, Strange World, Sanctuary, Charlie Harlot, and Iron Maiden. All great tracks. I like this one, but not as much as this. This I really enjoyed. I think it's a step up from this with Rothschild. That was a killer track. And then Murders in the Rue Morgue, Innocent Exile, Killers, and then Twilight Zone. It was heavy but yet melodic. Prodigal Son and Purgatory. And even this album cover, sorry I don't have a vinyl copy to show you. Will give you more of the neighborhood where he started off with this. I'm not sure if it's the same place, but you have even more things going on in the background. Take out the J card so you could see. And then people are actually looking through the windows. Yeah, it's a really intriguing album cover. And very dark. So that's Killers, and it's the last of the Anno years. Oh, yeah, this one. And then they brought out a live album which is made in Japan, which is basically 5 tracks. Running Free, Remember Tomorrow, Rothschild, Killers, and Innocent Exile. On the first album you had fellas like, well, of course you had Steve Harris and Dave Murray, and then Clive Burr on drums, Dennis Stratton on guitar, and Paul Diano vocals, and then Adrian Smith came on to the second one on Killers, and he's here on this live one, right? And then this was 1980, so 1981, right? Then 1982. This is sad, but this is the only way I could show this. They came out Number the Beast, as you can see there. They don't have a jacket, I only have the inner sleeve, which is Camelot music. And the vinyl itself, I always love these little pieces they have in the middle. When I first saw this album cover, I don't have a version either way, but when I first saw it, it's like, wow, this is going into the hell, going into depths, you know. Well, I mean, it's basically showcasing Eddie controlling the devil controlling Eddie in hell. And you know, with songs like Run to the Hills, Invaders, Turn Right Down. I know Ron, you didn't like it, but I kind of like it. The Prisoner, based on the British TV series. Territory, Keisha Avenue. Of course, killer tracks like Number the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and Run to the Hills. As well as Gangland, which is a strange number, but you get that on this record. And I used to play this album over and over and over and stare at that cover and all the little figures on From Hell and all of that, you know, and then recite the Revelation 666 before Number the Beast. And after that, we have Peace of Mind. 1983, Bruce Dickinson again. I mean, you have excellent tracks with Revelations, Flight to the Icarus, you know. I think this is signed by Nico and Steve. Die With Your Boots On, The Trooper, amazing track. Quest for Fire, Sun and Steel, Entertainment Land, which is based on the Dune novels, or at least the first Dune book. Now I didn't know that then, and it's only when I started to read the book Dune, and I pull out some heroes, the Sandworms, and the Fremen on the planet called Dune, on the planet Dune. You know, and with these lyrics, you know, you have Dune, Arrakis, Muad'Dib, Quazika Hardak, Quazitz, Hardak, become Jabbar, Karlan, you know, all these things. And it started to click. Wait now, they're talking about Dune. So it was really cool that they did a song all about Dune. And I think oops. I think it's this album where they started getting into the longer songs with the theme of land. And it really came to fruition with this album. What is it? Paul Slave. I love this cover. I wish they could have done something a little as majestic as the front on the back. I mean, here is excellence, but it kind of it pales in comparison to this. Right, this is so iconic. And even in the and this is gonna be a long video, so you'll bear with me. Even in the hieroglyphs on the side here, there's an actual video on YouTube where they go into detail. Like you could see, I don't know if you could see that, but there's little details in it. I think there's Mickey Mouse on the side. So if you get this album, especially vinyl, take a look at the little hidden details here. And I love that everybody's the procession is all going up to Eddie's crotch. And right there is Derek Riggs' sign right above here. We all used to look out for that on it. All Maiden covers. Derek Riggs' sign. Or his well, yeah, his sign. Excuse me. Some green tea there. This is an iconic album. In addition to the cover, the tracks on this. He says hi, 2 Minutes of Midnight, Lucifer's Word, Flash with the Blade, The Duelist. Now I'm not sure if that's based on the same film by Ridley Scott, Back in the Village, and of course Paul Slave on the Gargantuan Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, which I actually learned all the lyrics to at one point. I love that track. And I think this is very pause here. That album was really a turning point in my life. It's like getting into bands like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, heavier bands, which led to, well, we'll get to that. And then, well, of course, you know, Iron Maiden, they have to have their singles, right? This is our water-eaten 2 Minutes to Midnight with Rainbow's Gold and Mission from Harry. Very funny track. I got this many years later, but I never knew much about the singles until there was the WCDs collection, and I think in the late 90s they released the CDs. If I get one, no, I don't have any, but everything that came on these, like, okay, this is Seven Son, and the bonus disc would have all these singles for this, you know, and such. And I missed out on getting that. Those are really rare right now. So after that album came the iconic Live After Death. This is a Venezuelan pressing I've had for years. These are the discs here falling out. Put that aside. Don't fall. I borrowed this at a time from a friend in school, secondary school, for the weekend, and man, this is such a good album. obviously it's cassette because I mean, yes, at the time we had a turntable. Um, we didn't buy CDs yet. I think I bought my first CD in the early 90s. So everything was cassette or vinyl, but mainly cassette. So I popped this in and I just I was there in the dark, listening to it lying on and just taking in everything from Bruce's interaction with the crowd itself, the music, and the whole, I don't know, trying to find the right word. The atmosphere just grabbed me that night of this album. It's been a favorite live album, with Death on the Road coming second. Of course, I think the American version of this, it has 12 tracks, right? It run free at the end. This one being a double LP, it has 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 tracks. Rothschild, Acacia Avenue, Children of the Damned, Die With Your Boots On, and Phantom of the Opera. Fortunately for this, well, I wonder why. I haven't listened to this in a while, you know. I think these are all the full songs, but I can't be sure. I have to listen to it again. And I know there's a reissue of this album, both vinyl and CD, where they comprise both Long Beach and Hammersmith Odeon on the both recordings. Oh, I'll put that in after, because let's see if I could figure it out. Obviously the big shot here is what you call it, Long Beach Arena. But if you go into the video, and that's the next thing. Secondary school, they had this the bazaars. I think those in the UK would know, but every school would have their bazaar, and we went to the audiovisual room, and they were showcasing this album, well, the video. I'm totally blown away by the performance of, you know, of the entire band, where Dave Murray picked up Bruce Dickinson on his shoulders and walking around the stage. You know, excellent. So that really has a special place in my heart. Live After Death. I am going to, oh boy, set almost 18 minutes. After that came this album. If you have this on vinyl, it's a very good piece of artwork. Interesting piece of artwork with little hidden details here and there about Maiden's past. Not past, but past albums and events. Especially here, you have Live After That, this little thing here. Live After That at the Hammer, what's it? The Philip K. Dick cinema with Blade Runner, which being a Philip K. Dick novel. When I first saw this album, I was didn't really take it, you know, coming from the basic heavy metal from the early albums. I never did like keyboards in any urban music at the time. Of course, I was very young and, you know, didn't know much. They used some keyboards and guitar synths, right? But at the time, I liked Caught Some in Time, Wasted Years, Loneliness of a Long Distance Runner, and Stranger in a Strange Land. But now I love the album. I greatly appreciate, you know, bands, you know, exploring new themes. I think this album and Turbo came out at the same time, and they were both experimenting. Scott Waters did he and the bassist from Ultimatum, they did a video comparing both Iron Maiden and Judas Priest about certain areas, live albums or whatnot. They should have done this album with Turbo, comparing, you know, the guitar synth or the synthesizer era of both bands. They should have done that. But I really like it now, and it's a cool album cover. If you don't really like the music, get it for the album cover. It's all good. And then, well, I got a couple copies of this. One is US, and one is Yugoslavian. No, one is a Holland press, one is a Yugoslavian press, a Dutch press. When I first heard this, again on cassette, pull the cassette for you all to see. Excuse me. And when I first heard Moonchild, you know, like the beginning with the 7 Deadly Sins and such, and then I heard Be the Mother of a Birth, Strangle Babe, Be the Devil's Own, Lucifer's My Name. I got frightened back then. Yeah, say wait now, I listened to devil music, and this is before I got into Slayer and all of this. Excuse me. Excuse me. I love this album. What they did on this with the synths, they owned the, basically they did everything. What I'm trying to say is they did it. They oh god, what's the expression? They started on that album, but they perfected it on this. That's it. It's an excellent album. It's supposed to be a I don't know if you hear any background, it sounds very Maidenish. Again, we're playing Asgard, Wicca, Belarusian band. Yeah, it's supposed to be a concept album. I think they strayed here a bit, but excellent tracks. I think the whole album is excellent. Moonchild, Infinite Dreams, Can I Play With Madness, The Evil That Men Do. Have both Can I Play With Madness and Evil That Men Do. I think this is yeah, this is Steve Harris. This is his signature. This is also a Japanese press. The Seven epic track, prophecy, clairvoyant, and only the good die out. The evil seem to live on forever. And also the album cover, I mean, at one point I drew this Eddie, right? And then of course on the back you get hauntings of all the various covers. You have Peace of Mind, you have Live After Death, Nobody Beast. I'm not sure what these two are supposed to be. But yeah, excellent album. This is Ron Haggerty's favorite Iron Maiden album. This is the year he got into them. If you want to get into Iron Maiden, I think this is a good starting point. Either this, or where are you? This or this. These are good jumping off points into Iron Maiden. So around 1988, I was how old was I? 14, 15. And then they released what is this? The Evil That Men Can Do, Prowler and Clairvoyant. Sorry, Charlie Hallett, 1988. Now at that time I thought, excuse me, me in Japan and Live After That were the only live albums. And then I got this one recently. This is Made in England, 1988. Basically coming off the Seventh Son and Seventh Son tour. Songs like Moonchild, Evil That Men Can Do. The Evil That Men Can Do, Can I Play With Madness, you know, all these tracks. Sorry. So during that time, from Number the Beast to Seventh Son, It was a classic lineup of Steve Harris, Nico McBrain, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and Bruce Dickinson. But then Bruce decided to leave for this album. No Prayer for the Dying. I got this recently from my good brother Samurai on the box set. If you could see it up there. The 19, what is it? 1990 to 2015, is it? Yeah. So I got this, and of course the next album coming up. This is after Bruce did his first solo album. What is it? Tattooed Millionaire. Yeah, so Bruce was coming off his Tattooed Millionaire solo album, and Yannick Gears was on that album, and then they released, well, Adrian left, and then they released this one with Yannick Gears. These two albums, well, this and Fairly Dark, it never really got me. I never really got into it. Has some great tracks like No Prayer for the Dying, The Assassin, Hooks in You, Run Silent on Deep. But of course the two singles I think is Tear Gun and Holy Smoke. Or is it Bring It Out to the Slaughter? But those tracks I like. It's not a favorite of mine. This is the original album cover with Eddie reaching off to the grave master, grave digger. Same thing on the cassette. Whoa! And then this album, Fairly Dark. Again, didn't really get into it. Of course, the song Fairly Dark is a live staple. Be Quick or Be Dead, From Here to Eternity, I think is the new, not live, but it's the name from it's the second part of this. Is it? Yeah, this is the, Somewhere Back in Time, and then From Here to Eternity is from the live stuff from there to, I think, I can't be sure, I think it's when Bruce came back. So this I didn't really get into. This Fairly Dark, Afraid to Shoot Strangers. The first three tracks on Fairly Dark, that's it. The rest I haven't given a chance yet. Unfortunately, I don't have the other two albums that came after with Blaze Bailey. I have them on CD somewhere, but I couldn't get them in time. Sorry, I couldn't get them, I couldn't find them. So then, where is it, right? So then, after Blaze left and after those two albums, X Factor and Virtual 11, I like X Factor a lot. Virtual 11, somewhat. They released Brave New World. This is a comeback album with both Bruce and Adrian Smith. As you can see from here, Bruce and Adrian, Slavianic, Dave, Steve, and Nico. Funnily enough, in 2003, I went to, with you guys here, I went to England, and I got a flyer from there before I went up, see about Download Festival, right? And on the Download Festival it had Iron Maiden and Limp Bizkit. But of course Download being two shows. The first on Saturday being Iron Maiden headlining and Limp Bizkit on Sunday. But that year Limp Bizkit couldn't make it. and the Metallica came in play instead. Unfortunately, I only see it for the Saturday show. So we went up. First time I'm going to an international concert by myself. I met up a cousin of mine who had some friends there, and I saw them. I saw Ministry. I saw Marilyn Manson, Deftones, the Murder Dolls. But Murder Dolls, Deftones, I wasn't into. Manson, Ministry, yes, and of course Maiden. And I bought this there at the concert or the festival. This comes out. This is 2000 on a made in Europe, and it's all picture sleeve. Picture sleeve. Picture this. What am I saying? This is a 2-disc set. The concert was excellent. I mean, they always put on a show, a really good show. Unfortunately, I was like, I'd say about a quarter mile back. And while there in England, I got Rock in Rio. Again, picture disc. This is I think, well, those who know Maiden probably have this. Tri-gatefold. Oi. And no matter what they release, Maiden is putting out, they always put the lyrics in. Live, best of, put the lyrics in. And then Everybody Great. 2 LP, again picture disc. But let me go back. When this album came out, I was in a music store and I was looking around, and then I saw this and I said, what? And I picked it up on CD, of course, and I was blown away. It was a bit different, a little darker. When you Wicker Man, Go See Navigator, Brave New World, Blood Brothers, I liked. All those songs I liked. Nomad, Out of the Silent Planet, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. A really good album. I really liked it, and it's a blast a lot. So that's the end of my Iron Maiden story on physical media. Before I continue, before I end, after this album, they came out with A Matter of Life or Death, all based on war or something like that. But basically covers this Eddie in a tank with lots of soldiers around. It's a really good album, and I like it. And I think I stopped listening to them. Not that I stopped listening to them, but as the last physical album I had of theirs, I had a couple singles from Final Frontier. And was it Final Frontier? No, it was Matter of Life and Death. And I didn't get a chance to purchase Final Frontier. No Book of Souls. I don't know, because after from this album, from Brave New World, and then onto Dance of Death. Oh yeah, sorry, my mistake. Dance of Death came after. I really like that album. I know I'm not sure if people think this is their favorite, but I really like it. So everybody wobbling. Passchendaele and gosh, The Rainmaker, good tracks. I have it on CD. I have A Matter of Life and Death on CD as well. But somehow I didn't purchase Final Frontier and Book of Souls, because with these newer albums from the 2000s, the songs began to get a little long. I mean, with tracks like these and this, well, let's see the time. Can I play with man? This is 3 minutes. Evil That Men Do is 4 minutes plus. On this one, kind of hard to read. This is Flight to the Icarus with the Trooper. They have the minutes here, but it's red. Here's the writing. It's red background against. Sorry, it's red writing against that background, so it's kind of hard to read. But most of their songs were between the 3 minute, 5 minute, sometimes 6 minute time length in time. Of course, they had longer songs like Remedy Shamara on Brave New World and Dance of Death, Matter Life and Death, and the other 2 albums, Final Frontier and Book of Souls. The songs were a bit long, I guess a little too long, and I think on Book of Souls there's the final track. See, I don't have it, so I don't know it. I know it's something in the clouds. That's like 18 minutes, and yeah, I like long songs, but I like to hear some short, quick ones, out of the gate, because that's where they started from, Short, quick songs. Let's see if I can get some time links here. If I could. Nope, no time. So that's what I'll end with the end of the video. I still have to get those 2. It's not that I don't like Iron Maiden anymore. I mean, I love them. But I had to take a break from them at that time. Now I want to get it back, because I listened to Book of Souls the other day. I enjoy it now after I give it some time. So most likely I'll buy this new album when it comes out. Because they're a really good band, and I always like them, and can't go wrong with Maiden. After that they came out with what is that? Alright, I'll cut it short, but basically that's my Iron Maiden collection. One of my top bands, and I love Iron Maiden to death. They just released a new video, what written on the walls? The writing on the wall. That's a new animated video. You should check it out, and check out Ron's channel. Link down below. Alright, I'll see you guys. Bye.